Well, hey everyone, I'm Jackie Purcell and I'm at the live desk here at Alaska's News Source, and I know that a lot of the folks across the state basically have been dealing with a very large winter storm. We've had numerous warnings, advisories. It started out as watches, but those did turn into advisories as well as warnings for coastal waves. We've seen some snow, freezing rain, and even rain, and also high winds. Let's get to some of the things that you've been experiencing as far as the current situation. You are seeing that big storm and continued coastal flood advisories, and we do have a lot of pictures as well as videos to share with you as the storm continues to push across the state. And winter storm warnings will continue, and we also wanted to give you kind of a look at some of the wind gusts so far today. 50 miles per hour in the Kaktovik area, and also out toward Nome. We've seen wind gusts to the 40-mile-per-hour range around Kaktovik to Unalakleet into the Bethel area, and 50 miles per hour around St. Paul, and also I mentioned Kaktovik, 53 miles per hour. But these are some of the storm photos that we've been getting in, and these are mammatus clouds, and you can tell when they hang kind of underneath. They look very lumpy, kind of like golf balls hanging underneath, but they're called mammatus clouds, and these were seen over Kodiak, Clarity, and this was as that storm was starting to roll in. These types of clouds, when you see that, that is a big indication of instability, so you know that something is rolling in. Flooding and high water. This was out of Scammon Bay. You can see a lot of people making sure that their boats were okay. We want to hope that all of you out in western Alaska, as well as northwestern portions of the state, and I mentioned it's pretty much a statewide event, the storm system, so we want everyone to stay as safe as possible. But the impacts have been seen a lot around these coastal areas, as not just the waves were moving in, but the high tides were rolling in, and along with those high winds. Scammon Bay, you can see out there how some of that water is inundating some of the structures and some of the equipment that they have. This is flooding video out of Nunam Equa. Naomi Pete sending this one in as the waters came in, and already it looks like it overtook some of the infrastructure there in the village. The boardwalk I can see is almost underwater. So that was coming in from yesterday. We've even had some additional video come in from today, but here's a look at some of those waves hitting Teller. That is pretty impressive. Brandy Aqualuk sending that in, and in fact we've had a couple of locations where the Aqualuks were helping us out with video and or photos. So that's out of Teller with those coastal waves, and the storm system's impacts are still ongoing this evening. Now out of Little Diomede, you can see some of the wave action there. It looks like some of those containers might have been floated and kind of upended just a bit, but there is a lot of action, not just along our coast, but this is off of Little Diomede. Carla Akvaluk, thank you so much for sending that in the midst of the storm, trying to get that through your internet. Brevig Mission, I kind of put a map there behind so you can kind of see where Brevig Mission is and some of the flooding. The boat, probably getting that boat to a safer spot. That is Renee Fahey sending us that in. And for the Snake River out of Nome, check out the difference in the photos. The top two are from, it should actually be October 12th and October 21st. Somehow my two didn't type in there. So that's October 12th and October 21st. But the top photos, you can see that the river is fairly dry, very low, but in those bottom photos from October 21st again, you can see that the river is very high. So thank you to Sue Steinecker for sending that in and showing us the big difference. This is dramatic. This is out of Kaktovik, the flooding. Lance Kramer sending that in. But these ladies, I would say maybe don't try that, because the danger is you don't know what's underneath there. So luckily one of them has some poles to kind of help keep her balanced, but just do be careful. And this is just off the coast of Nome, probably right off of Front Street. Those waves very strong, so the winds are still high, and the wave action is still also very strong, pounding a lot of these coastal locations. So we do have a few more storm waves, storm photos, that is. This is from today. Shishmaref Lagoon pretty much underwater. Molly Snell sending us that photo. You can see some of the boats out there, but this is where you need to be careful. Don't underestimate coastal flooding. And Scammon Bay, the runway at this point, Morgan Simon was reporting it was just 1 foot away from being submerged. So that's pretty serious there in Scammon Bay as well. And this isn't a storm photo. You can't deny that it's a great photo of the comet. So we'll wrap it up with a couple of things. Comet Tsu-Shin-Chan Atlas from John O'Neill, and then we have a great photo of the aurora over Delta Junction, and that is from Matthew Nicolai. So again, I want to thank all of you for pretty much helping us make sure that we have a coverage of the storm. Don't forget, you can always send your storm videos or photos into alaskasnewssource.com. You can just check for the tab that says submit photos and videos, and it's very important that we try to be as thorough as possible. So again, thank you. Stay safe out in western Alaska. I'll give you another look at this Delta Junction photo as we say so long until the next Picture Alaska.